title conquest on the final day of the 2007-2008 season to last year's 2-1 triumph en route to the Scudetto. Trips to the Tardini have rarely been dull for the Nerazzurri. Tonight, another chapter will be added to this riveting rivalry as Inter go toe-to-toe with Parma. For the Nerazzurri, a very warm welcome from Thomas Lawrence to the Stadio Tardini, where shortly the Nerazzurri will be out to get the better of Serie B outfit Parma. 62, the number of competitive meetings between these two storied clubs. And while this may only be a friendly, Inter will not be taking this one lightly. The Serie A season is on the horizon and just 2 weeks away. Simone Inzaghi's boys want to be carrying positive momentum into the home clash with Genoa on the 21st of August. Tonight, though, Parma stand in the way in what is the penultimate pre-season test. And you see the match official there in your picture, Gianluca Aureliano, 41 from Bologna. Refereed Inter once before, a 6-2 victory at home to Crotone back in January. A match which Inter fans will remember fondly as Lautaro Martinez's first ever hat-trick for the Nerazzurri, a perfect hat-trick. We'll have a chance to talk about that over the course of the evening as we see confirmation of Parma's starting formation this evening, a 4-3-3 chosen by Enzo Maresca. No Gigi Buffon tonight, and Franco Vasquez starts from the bench. They're the two high-profile names in the Parma ranks. Many expected Buffon to take his place in between the six, but not called up to the squad as the cameras pick up Martin Satriano, who starts tonight alongside Lautaro Martinez in the Nerazzurri attack. Here is the formation chosen by Simone Inzaghi, 3-5-2, so continuity from the previous 2 seasons. Inter without Hakan Çalhanoğlu, who picked up a minor injury in training this morning at the Suning Training Centre, so he won't feature tonight. Final checks from the match official. We'll be getting underway here. Inter playing from right to left in their brand spanking new away jersey, the all-white. We've seen the new home jersey make its debut against Lugano a few weeks ago, and also against Crotone in a recent friendly. Inter's last outing, a 6-0 drubbing of Crotone. Inter immediately go long. In that case for Stefano Sensi, good to see him back. He's had 2 very unlucky seasons due to injury, Stefano Sensi, and he started so strongly his Inter adventure. Injuries have plagued him, unfortunately. He's hoping he now can turn the tide and get back on track. This is Skriniar to De Vrij. Back with Stefano Sensi, and it's been such a positive period for him away from the pitch. Stefano Sensi recently getting married, turned 26 earlier this week. Stefano Sensi into his number 12 as Bastoni commits the foul. He's one of the Italians back alongside Niccolò Barella after their triumphs on the European front at the Euros this summer for Italy. He returns straight into the starting lineup, Alessandro Bastoni. An ex, of course, having spent a very formative loan spell at Parma a few seasons ago before returning back to base camp in 2019. As the cameras now pick out Simone Inzaghi. Already spoken about his excitement at the challenge of taking over at the Serie A champions. The challenge of trying to help Inter defend their league crown. Bastoni. Full stretch Alessandro Bastoni, but it's covered by Stefan De Vrij, who, unlike Bastoni, didn't have a Euros to savour. That's in the round of 16, the Dutch, and recently reappointed Luis van Gaal. Dismissed Frank de Boer, ex-Interman, ex-Inter-coach. Short stint in charge, it was unfortunately for him far from sweet. As you see now, first shot there of Enzo Maresca. First year in charge, and it's his first real opportunity for the 41-year-old. His previous coaching roles have been as part of as the backroom staff or as assistant. He was head coach at Manchester City under 23s last term, leading them to the title. There's his big break and chance to really leave his mark through his experience as backroom staff with the likes of Ascoli, Sevilla, West Ham, and of course the just mentioned Manchester City job, but now first team job at Parma, relegated last season under Roberto D'Aversa. Looking to hit back at the first attempt with Enzo Maresca, best known for his playing days with the likes of Juventus, but also played in Greece, England and Spain too. It's Brunetta tries to race away on that far side. And take the throw in quickly. It really was a season to forget last year for Parma. Rock bottom, relegated with 4 rounds to spare. In stark contrast, Inter Serie A winners with 4 rounds to spare. Just 3 measly victories all last season for Parma. Actually started the season with Fabio Liverani. They were looking to change their approach, play a more attractive brand of football. It didn't really work out, and then they ended up reappointing Roberto D'Aversa, who did such a good job in his first stint in charge, leading the Gialloblu back to the promised land of Serie A in 2018. After their well-noted financial issues saw them have to restart all the way from the amateur leagues in Serie D. So looking to hell back Parma. Since then, it's the first time financial issues have hit their club in the early noughties. The bankruptcy and the collapse of Parmalat really stopped the good times for the Gialloblu after such a successful period in the 90s. Major honours, including 2 UEFA Cups for that Gialloblu side. Many take it for granted, really. Parma as a Serie A outfit, but until the late 80s they weren't a major force in the Italian football landscape. Bastoni offloads, Brozovic switches the play, that's clever. Needs to have time and space, but doesn't quite read the bounce. An ex-Parma man himself. Very good spell here after his time at Manchester United. Learned to move to Inter. One of the heroes last season, Matteo Darmian, scored some crucial goals en route to the title. Into that long-awaited Scudetto, the first one in over a decade for the Nerazzurri, 91 points. Kick was really taken quickly into not to waste any time. Throwing in that far side, Darmian to take. The only ex-Parma man in the Inter ranks is also Federico Di Marco. Starts on the bench this evening. Ivan Perisic, who starts out wide this evening. Perisic, another one returning later because of his commitments at the European Championships with Croatia. So a little bit late after his bout with COVID, but of course now back to his best, Ivan Perisic. Bastoni is also celebrating the news that he will become a father. His partner announcing a pregnancy via social media, so congratulations to Bastoni as Perisic hooks that one in. Teasing ball into the box, and Parma deal with it as Daniele Jacoponi tries to ease the danger on the Parma rear guard. Parma don't go into this in the best of moods after a 3-0 drubbing at the hands of Sassuolo in their most recent pre-season outing. There's of course a local derby as well, 2 sides from Emilia-Romagna, Parma and Sassuolo. Sassuolo have taken over, you could say, from Parma, that tag of the Emilia-Romagna fairy tale. It was once upon a time Parma the fairy tale, their remarkable rise to the top in the late 80s and dominating in the 90s, and now Sassuolo similarly. Haven't obviously won that many, if any, major honours, Sassuolo, but still that remarkable rise from the lower tiers to establishing themselves as a top-tier force. Lautaro goes in there quickly on Simone Colombi, the ex-Carpi keeper. Big chance for him this evening. No Buffon and no Giuseppe, who's been the #1 in the previous seasons. And of course from Enzo Maresca. His playing days also UEFA Cup winner with Sevilla. That was in 2006. I mean, Spencer Middlesbrough. Also featured current England coach Gareth Southgate. Widely travelled midfielder. Cut his teeth as a coach. He knows he'll be tasked with trying to lead Parma straight back to the top tier after last season's relegation. Parma have already brought in some big names. You mentioned Buffon, Vasquez. Trying to keep as well the bulk of the squad from last season, the players with Serie experience, likes of Gagliola, who skippers the side this evening. Some exits as well, the likes of Gervinho from the Trabzonspor, but we'll chat about that in a bit. Now we'll take a break and focus on this free kick for Inter, a very promising position. Here goes Brozovic, curls it in. There's a glancing header there from Lautaro Martinez, and that's one of his specialities. Lautaro Martinez with his head. Colpo di testa, as they'd say. Pizzata there, flick, glancing header from Inter's number 10. He scored here 3 seasons ago, a vital win for what was then Luciano Spalletti's Inter. Only goal of the game. He came off the bench and scored almost immediately, Lautaro Martinez, that night. Shot there of Simone Inzaghi. Comes after a very successful spell at Lazio. 2 Super Cups, a Coppa Italia, leading Lazio back to the Champions League as well. And of course, as a player there, he made history, a Scudetto winner in 1999-2000. UEFA Super Cup winner as well, which came against Manchester United in 1999. Now looking to make that step up from Lazio to Inter. Simone Inzaghi. Pleased with the way his team have started, passing around nicely. Inter yet to work though Simone Colombi. Parma now look to hit on the break. Brunetta, the Argentine, out wide. More space opens up here. There's a little slip in the process. And that will be a huge relief for the Nerazzurri. Simone. We now see Perisic drive forward. Lautaro, Brozovic in the playmaker role. Down holding it up, Brozovic as he spotted Darmiani. Opts to go through the middle, Brozovic. Was that the right option? In hindsight, no, but Inter keep possession. Look to build again. Sensi. Now Brozovic does go out to Darmiani. Has so much time and space to roll it into Lautaro Martinez. Starts tonight alongside Martin Satriano. And Perisic on the volley. Didn't get the cleanest of strikes, Ivan Perisic. Making his first summer outing for the Nerazzurri. Coming in for Federico Di Marco, who's performed so well on the left-hand side this pre-season for Inter. Federico Di Marco scoring against Crotone. Really impressing against Lugano as well, with his deliveries, his set pieces, and he's such a versatile option as well. Di Marco can play both as a centre-back and a left-back. It's Ivan Perisic who gets the nod. The attack, I mentioned Lautaro Martinez, also Martin Satriano, who, like Di Marco, has been one of the real bright notes of this pre-season. Inter's top scorer, Martin Satriano, bagging a goal against Lugano and against Crotone. Really looking to grasp his opportunity, Martin Satriano, in the limelight, the 20-year-old. From Nacional, and he's yet to play a competitive match for the Inter first team. He's certainly knocking on the door. A very good pre-season, impressed for his great determination, his work rate, obviously his eye for goal. And also versatility earlier through Di Marco. Satriano the exact same. He played both as a
striker and a support striker. So key in modern football, today's game, to be versatile, play more than one role. Especially with the fluid kind of formations, it may start with a 3-5-2, but it can easily switch to, say, 3-4-3, 4-4-2 over the course of the match and the moments. Matches within matches, as coaches can cite that term. With Inter going all the way back to Sami Handanovic, 37, now in his 10th season at the club. Sami Handanovic is looking to play it out from the back, and it's worked out. Satriano, Darmian, Skriniar. It's picked out and then immediately won back by Inter. This could be an opportunity. Will he shoot? Barella, he does shoot, takes a huge deflection. Inter have the corner kick. Barella, one of the stars of the Azzurri's Euro conquest, scored a belter against Belgium in the quarter-final stage. His specialities is one of his trademarks, Barella, that shot from distance. Leads to a corner kick. It's taken quickly, it's taken short by the Nerazzurri. Chipped in towards the back post, surely here. Martin Satriano was at full stretch there, the young Uruguayan. He's already netted twice this pre-season. Threatening once again, lurking there at the back post. Always backtracking though, Martin Satriano. His idols are Luis Suarez and Edinson Cavani, no surprise there obviously. Two Uruguayans. And the shot there in the meantime of Enzo Maresca. West Brom, the very start of his career. Well known for his time at Juventus and scoring that goal in the Turin derby, in that very controversial celebration as well, taunting the Toro fans doing the bull horns. Eventful moments of a trophy-filled career as well, it has to be said, for Enzo Maresca. I mentioned those UEFA Cups with Sevilla and the success with Juventus too. Seems to find a bit of space in between the lines. Sensi surely hacked there, right in front of the match official, Aureliano. Parma very much looking to chance it on the break so far. Maybe to go into the possession and try and soak up the pressure and hit back. It's nice pace and it's pulled back, and this could be Parma's first chance of the night. Adrian Benedicak, also known as Benek, that's his nickname. The number 9, just 20 years of age. Portugal, I beg your pardon, Poland under 21 international. Come from Pogon over the summer. He can strike the ball well with both feet. Loves to attack that space in behind the defence. The Nerazzurri, who are a little bit at sea here, a bit all over the shop. Just the camera took full advantage to win his side. A free kick in a golden position between two players there, Sensi and Skriniar. Just the camera, the Ivorian, a Parma youth sector product. 3 appearances already at first team level for him. This is a very good position, and Sami Handanovic could be tested. Late evening Parma sunshine, kick-off 1900 Italian time. Sami Handanovic sets up his wall, and the vanishing spray comes out too. All set for an opportunity for Parma. And Brozovic is doing the cocodrilo, or the crocodile. They go straight into the wall. And then the second attempt is not much better either. Goes straight out. And to say thank you very much. Very audacious effort on the rebound Second one, Brunito, on loan from Godoy Cruz in Argentina. Nicknamed El Pianista for his passion for the piano. He's not the only one out on the pitch. Also Stefan de Vrij is also a very apt musician and very handy indeed at the piano. Also recently collaborated with the Italian rock group Kimasabi. Plenty of interest away from the training pitch and the football pitch for Stefan de Vrij. Curious fact for you. Wherever you've tuned in across the world, and that's a chance to say a massive shout out to all the Inter Tifosi, wherever you are listening and watching this evening, as Inter continue their pre-season preparations. It's the penultimate test next week, Dinamo Kiev. That match we played at Monza, and then on the 21st of August, no second chances, Inter Genoa at San Siro as the curtain comes up on the Serie A season. Of course, you follow it all on Inter TV and on the Inter social media pages and website too. Perisic chance to run at the Parma rear guard, goes towards the byline. Ivan Perisic, it's a good-looking ball, and there's the header. And Simone Colombi makes the save. Well-worked move from the Nerazzurri, stretching the Parma defence, getting Perisic into a crossing position. It's Martin Satriano. There's not enough angle on it. Power either from Satriano. Still a little warning sign though to the giallo-blu as we hit the 20-minute mark here at the Tardini. It's great to see the fans inside as well. 3% of the stadium's capacity allowed in this evening. The Stadio Tardini, which has been the venue of some crackers between these two storied clubs. Famous final day of the 2007-2008 season, Ibrahimovic coming off the bench and winning the title. Dennis Mann now, still going, the Romania international pulls it back. Dennis Mann is bobbling about. Parma do get a shot away, and then the Inter players appealing for offside, and eventually play is stopped. Heart-to-mouth moment for Inter, all sparked by Dennis Mann, the Romania international. Spearheaded the counter-attack and then just back for a teammate to say by the flag. And once again, lots of time and space on that right-hand side. Low ball in towards Lautaro Martinez. The best of first touches from El Toro. Summer to savour with his national side winning the Copa America against Brazil in the final. Starring alongside Leo Messi, who today officially said goodbye to Barcelona. Let's focus back to the Tardini. It's friendly between the giallo-blu and the Nerazzurri. So continuously all of the ball. Zenzi pokes it out wide to Perisic. Holds it up. Bastoni joining in with the attack. Brozovic shapes up to cross, does cross, goes looking for Darmian, that dart inside from the Nerazzurri fullback. Onto a Man United man. I'm offering only moves on the break. The main outlets so far in this match. Spot that pace. Dennis Mann. Adrian Benedichak as well. Bastoni started his career with Atalanta. Atalanta Academy graduate. He moved to Inter and was at loan spell at Parma. Returning back in 2019, and he almost, you could say, overshadowed Diego Godin in the 2019-20 season, at times keeping the Uruguayan great on the bench. Fantastic season. It was Antonio Conte's first, one of the real surprise packages that season. Bastoni, and then last season established himself as a #1 choice in the three-man defence. Alessandro Bastoni did twice for Inter, and one of those goals having to come here at the Tardini in a late turnaround a couple of seasons ago. De Vrij and Bastoni giving Inter all 3 points that night. Last season ended 2-1 as well. Sanchez double. not in the squad this evening, Alexis Sanchez. Victory last season, in a run of 11 successive wins, which was so crucial in interleaving the title chasers, all trailing in the Nerazzurri's wake. Into the second half of the season were simply fantastic. The first part, they did well in the first part of the season, but a little bit inconsistent. Struggled really to get into the groove and click into gear, but from the second half of the campaign, into everyone chasing. And 4 rounds to spare, and then Azzurri clinched the title. We're looking forward to the next season, just on the horizon. For Genoa, the week after that, away to Hellas Verona. He's just been heavily involved in his first almost 25 minutes. This man, Alessandro Bastoni, riding high after playing his part in the Azzurri's conquest. One match for him at the Euros against Wales in the group stages. Six outings meanwhile for his fellow country, Nicola Barella. Skriniar is really well there, good composure. Slovakia international, who scored a goal at the Euros in the victory against Poland, but in 2 successive defeats saw Slovakia crash out in the group stages. Milan Skriniar, Sampdoria man. Just won the back of it 3 times last term, Milan Skriniar. Against Roma, Atalanta and Hellas Verona. A goal against Atalanta. Very similar to the one he actually scored for Slovakia at the European Championships over the summer. In there late, Stefano Sensi, who was initially part of the Italy squad to go to the Euros, but injury sadly struck. Also received a visit from Christian Eriksen earlier this week. He was at the Suning Training Centre, looking fit, healthy and well, and that's so good to see after the scare he endured. And wish him all the very best in his recovery process. Christian Eriksen, love and affection from not just the Nerazzurri supporters, but the entire football world and community. It was really moving, everyone coming together. There were some scary moments. Fortunately, all worked out well for Christian Eriksen. Good pressure from Brozovic, unleashes Lautaro. And support might go it alone. Lautaro still going. Lautaro, it's blocked. The number 10's effort, but he's won it back right away, Lautaro Martinez, and that's what he's all about. El Toro, the bull. And we're seeing that bullish spirit there from Inter's number 10. His first outing since returning from his holidays, and of course winning the Copa America. Causing a few issues there for the Parma rear guard. Led to a corner kick on that far side. Sensi's there if Brozovic wants to take it short. The big men are up from the back too, and Satano's in there as well. Brozovic from the flag. It's met by Milan Skriniar, doesn't get the best of connections. Inter still in possession, knocking on that door. They're huffing and they're puffing. Only a matter of time before that door bursts down for Simone Inzaghi's boys. Lugano won it on penalties. Thrash Crotone 6-0. There's also been a host of practice matches, as the Italians call it, allenamento congiunti, so joint training sessions with most of lower tier formations, the likes of Provercelli, Pergolettese, Sarnico. It's the third proper friendly of the pre-season. There's a very late change from Juan Brunetta. Have no complaints, he's caught Sensi there. slightly, wincing. Different. The sides only meeting a few months ago in the Serie A. We mentioned Sanchez double giving into the victory. San Siro meeting, meanwhile ending 2-2. That's a lovely give and go. Lautaro goes to ground. The referee says play on. Brozovic might shoot. Does shoot. Marcelo Brozovic. Curling effort from the Croatia international. Couldn't keep it down though. Main concerns at the moment are for Lautaro Martinez. Eventually, Gagliolo come across to help him. Into threatening once more, trying their luck from distance. So Brozovic joining in with the attack. Brozovic actually scored in that previously mentioned 2-2 draw at San Siro last season. Into fighting back from 2 goals down, Gervinho Brace putting Parma seemingly on easy street, and then Marcelo Brozovic leading the fight back, before even Perisic netting the equaliser as well. Croatia connection that evening. I believe Arani on the bench that night for Parma. As we mentioned, he started the season before Parma opted to reappoint Roberto D'Aversa. It will be strange not to see Parma in the top tier. Those who grew up in the 90s, Parma were a mainstay of the top tier and one of the teams that always started the season out for major honours. I mentioned those 2 UEFA Cup triumphs in 95 and 99, the 3 Italian Cups, the Super Cup, Italian Super Cup, and the Cup Winners' Cup as well. It was a golden era of the 1990s for Parma, initially with Nevio Scala, later with Alberto Malesani, but also Carlo Ancelotti as well, who had them so close to the title, finishing second in 96-97. Carlo Ancelotti, who's a local lad and a former Parma player, fondly remembered in these parts. Carlo Ancelotti at Real Madrid. Bastoni. Perisic now has a crack. Rasping strike from Inter's number 14. It was always rising though. Full marks to Alessandro Bastoni. Did it take a deflection though, that shot from Perisic? That's the question. Match officials know. Another shot in favour then of the Nerazzurri. Satriano on that far side. Like a terrier snapping at the heels and a bit overzealous, which is to be expected at times from the youngster. So much energy, so much enthusiasm. His father was a footballer as well and does have Italian ancestry. Ancestors hailing from Basilicata, Tito, which is near Potenza in the deep south of Italy. He was born and bred in Uruguay and started his career with Nacional before his move to Europe. And the Nerazzurri impressed the Primavera, the under-19s. So a very good pre-season. Noticed from his coach, Simone Inzaghi. Parma offer here. Camera. Offloads. Just trying to work themselves into a crossing position. In comes the cross from Gagliolo. Inter failed to deal with it. This is Dennis Mann shaping up to shoot. Dennis Mann trying to find that angle in the end. Offloads. And De Vrij hooks it away to safety. Heart-in-mouth moment for Inter. Causing a few problems. And capped once by Sweden, qualifies for the Scandinavian country. His mother's side, Riccardo Gagliolo, nicknamed the Viking and Tor for that reason. And now it's Inter on the break. Sensi checks inside, nice feet from him. A diminutive midfielder. Lautaro now. It's a little bit lucky. Toro. Epic Brozo into number 77, into just slowing down the pace slightly before going again and stepping it up a gear. Skriniar. So much time and space for him. So that Camera closes down the space. Almost everyone behind the ball apart from Benedichak for Parma. Perisic. Step over, trademark from him towards the byline, twisting, turning, gets his cross away too, aimed towards Martin Satriano. And a foul committed by Stefan de Vrij in the end. This is number 6. One-time Lazio man, reunited with Simone Inzaghi. They worked together at Lazio. Parma certainly caused into a few problems in recent seasons, certainly at San Siro. Mentioned the 2-2 draw last term, and the year before that it was 2-2 as well. Gervinho and Yancaramo, ex-Inter man, on target for the Gialloblu. And the season before that, Federico Di Marco was now back at Inter after loan spell at Hellas Verona. Back then was on loan at Parma and scoring against Inter at San Siro, the winner in a 1-0 victory. Back on the bench this evening, and that goal for Parma was his first ever goal in Serie A to come against the club that nurtured his talent, the Nerazzurri. Those twists of fate. Di Marco sent back at Inter after a very successful spell on loan at Hellas Verona. Making leaps and bounds under Ivan Juric. Sensi. Perisic now. This is promising for Inter. Works his way into the box, Perisic. He's put in two minds there. And Perisic just gifting possession. The man who a few seasons ago on loan at Bayern Munich, winning the treble. And this season, playing his part in Inter Scudetto conquest. It's been a very couple of successful seasons for Ivan Perisic, boosting his trophy and medal collection. He was also part of that Croatia squad which went all the way to the final of the World Cup in 2018, only to lose out to France. Subject of the World Cup and World Cup winners just joining us late. No Gigi Buffon this evening, not called up to the Parma squad for the match, which is a shame. It would have been good to see the living legend that is Gigi Buffon, who was back at Parma 20 years after leaving the club in 2001 for Juventus. He's 44 in January, Gigi Buffon, until his all-time appearance holder in the Serie A, all-time appearance holder, ahead of Paolo Maldini with 256 appearances. Gigi Buffon, a veteran of matches against Inter as well. From his days at Parma and Juventus. It was a very famous Parma-Inter, which actually played at the Bentegod in 99-2000, a Champions League playoff won by Inter 3-1. Buffon was in goal that night for Parma. This happened to be Roberto Baggio's last ever appearance in a Nerazzurri shirt. He scored a divine double. Zamorano also scoring that night for Inter going through to the Champions League. A parting gift from Roberto Baggio before his final 4 years as a professional. Playing for Brescia, and again there left his mark. Il Divino Codino, the divine ponytail. Switch of the play from Sensi. Brought down nicely by Darmian. Good touch from him. Barella marked tightly. Just wriggle free though from Camera, marking him so tightly to manage to take it away from that congested area and find a bit of space, and they try their luck again down the right-hand side. Skriniar just trying to work down now, perhaps into that crossing position. Can they do that? Brozovic. Barella.
Floats one in, that's a great looking ball. Satriano offloads Lautaro, and it's a desperate bit of defending from Parma. Balog to the rescue alongside Jordan Osorio. The Parma rear guard doing the business and denying Lautaro Martinez. Balog and Osorio to the rescue there for the Giallo-Blu. A joint effort from the Parma centre-halves to keep Lautaro out, keep up the pressure though from the flag. Played in by Brozovic. Skriniar with that fleet header. A whisker wide from Milan Skriniar. Really has been one way into traffic this first half. Parma have offered very little, apart from their opportunities on the break. Inter playing all the football, using the wide men Darmian and Perisic really well. So trying to bring into play as much as possible. Lautaro Martinez and Satriano, they have been marked though, man-marked very tightly. Barella found right in front of the match official. So we edge closer to the interval here. A little over 5 minutes plus added time. Happy to see Nicolo Barella back. His third season now, the one-time Cagliari man. One spell, as we said earlier, was Grant Cornwall. Not too far away from Piano Gentile, the swimming training centre where the Nerazzurri train. And he's gone from strength to strength, Nicolo Barella, since that move to Inter. Inter really splashed the cash, but money well spent indeed. Nicolo Barella. So the camera's picking out Simone Inzaghi. Like his predecessor. Opts for a 3-5-2 formation. Many have said it's same formation, but a very different approach to it. Perhaps a bit more patient with the build-up play, more possession. Antonio Conte's 3-5-2, which was very direct and aggressive kind of approach. Darmian has options, right, left and centre. Leaves it for Barella. Checks inside, Nicolo Barella. Lautaro now. Darmian. Barella screaming for it. Comes to nothing. Chance goes begging for Inter. This is Daniele Jacoponi on that far side for Parma. His is a remarkable story. Last season he started out in the amateur leagues in Serie D before catching the eye of Arezzo, the third tier. And from there did enough to earn a move to Parma. Daniele Jacoponi, just 19 years of age. Summer he wasn't even playing professional football, and now here lining up against the Serie A champions and finding himself in a Parma squad with Gigi Buffon, Franco Vasquez, even if his idol is, by his own admission, is Francesco Totti, the World Cup winner like Gigi Buffon. Satriano caught late there. It's a foul, drawing in defenders, Martin Satriano. Studs up challenge. Swede. So three players standing over it. Brozovic, Sensi and Ivan Perisic. Perisic is lining up. Even having a crack here, Ivan Perisic. Fancies it, Ivan Perisic, and he goes for goal. Perisic takes a huge deflection. He doesn't get there in time, the Parma shot stopper. Will keep Parma camped deep in their own half. In the dying embers for the first 45 minutes here at the Tardini, still goalless, but it's been Inter creating all the chances. Can they get the breakthrough? Brozovic, great looking ball in from Brozovic. And now Lautaro brings it down towards the byline.
Still battling away El Toro, goes appealing for a corner kick. He wants the corner kick, Lautaro Martinez. Does he get it? Check that out for a ball from Brozovic, right into the danger zone. Brozovic on that far side. Scooped in from Brozovic, Skriniar and Colombi, and then Lautaro on the rebound. It's bobbling about, flipper style. And now it's Dennis Mann for Parma, end-to-end stuff here at the Tardini. Made in with the outside of the boot, Dennis Mann, as opposed to going with the right boot. Another fabulous ball in from Brozovic, met by Skriniar. Colombi palmed it away. And Lautaro, not quite sure whether he was going for goal or trying to hook it across for a teammate. Either way, Parma survived the scare once again. The story of the first half. Consider themselves fortunate, Parma, to go into the break on level terms. Barella, surrounded by a sea of Parma jerseys. Camera, Dennis Mann. First time ball, tracking back from Ivan Perisic. Closed down the space well there. Did that roll so well last season, up and down the left flank. Ivan Perisic readapting. He's an attacking midfielder by trade, a winger. Last season to a very different role. First corner of the match for Parma. Can they make it count? Deep ball in, there's a player down, and the header is high and wide. From Stanko Juric, the Croatian midfielder. Summer edition from Hajduk Split. The only Croatian to have ever donned Parma colours, of course. Manuel Stanic. Another one as the referee brings the first half to a close. It's goalless here. Inter have come closest to breaking the ice, and they'll be looking to continue the same trend when the second half recommences shortly. Don't go away, we'll be back in no time for live action of the second half.
dovete alzare fino a metà campo. Prossima. Dai! Ha bisogno in mezzo, Gabbia! Ha bisogno in mezzo! Guarda, via ancora! Bravo, Gabbia, via! Ha bisogno in mezzo, Dima! Ha bisogno dentro, Radu! Sì, va bene, Gambro! Via! Vieni! Gioca, dai! Andai! Miro, via! Bravo, Dima! È buono, Dima, è buono! Buono, aiuta! Vieni! Eccolo, Sami! Vai sotto! Via! Lascia! Eccolo qua! Gira ancora! Vai via! Agu solo! Agu! Mobilità, Zanotti, via! Mobilità! Lascia! Andiamo, vedi! Damelo! Mobilità, ragazzi! 4! Sei! Buona! Gioca Danilo! Uno! Non andar di là, Dima! Dai, Codadu! Allarga! Sopra i rossi! Via! Via! Dai! Go! Questo tu si vedi. Via! 4-2, Filini. Andiamo Mulate. Andiamo, Salse, se non balli, doppio. Doppio, 1, 2. Bravi, dai. 1, 2. Poi doppio.
A 25 ora, taglia che è conto. 1, 2, 3.
Vediamo ragazzi l'ultimo, dai, l'ultimo, bene. Dan bro, parti!
Pronto? Perfetto, arrivo subito. Sì, ma anch'io ho avvisato, ma non c'è problema.
Bravi ragazzi, bene!
Andiamo un po' più su, andiamo su. 29, 39 l'orario. Apriamo. Dai. Go. Via. Bravo. Dai, destro, sinistro. Dai. E apro, lascia andare. Vai. Bravo te. Bravo. Hai dato il passo. Sì. Bravo, via, andiamo!
Ma se professori
Andiamo a fare un po' slancio diagonale, slancio laterale, dai, schippa a destra, schippa a sinistra, dai, go!
Inter Tifosi, welcome back to the Stadio Tardini, where it's currently goalless between Parma and Inter in this penultimate pre-season test for Simone Inzaghi and his boys. Interesting to see whether, on the subject of Simone Inzaghi, whether he'll make any changes at the break. We've seen the starting lineup and we know it off by heart by now, but let's run through the options that Inzaghi does have on the bench this evening. Alex Cordats, there's also Andre Radu, the other shot stopper on the bench this evening. There's Matías Vecino, back of course after his experience with Uruguay at the Copa America. Alexander Kolarov, Andrea Ranocchio, who bagged the winning penalty against Lugano in the Lugano Region Cup, the first pre-season test this summer for the Nerazzurri. There's Eddie Salcedo, back after his loan spell with Hellas Verona. Lucien Agumé returns also after a loan spell, albeit at Spezia, the young Frenchman. Arturo Vidal, Federico Di Marco, we've spoken about at length over the course of this match, seeing as he's very familiar with these surroundings, as he's an ex-Giallo-Blu. Lorenzo Moretti and Mattia Zanotti, the two youngsters who joined up with Inter first team squad, the two Inter under-19 players, and Andrea Pinamonti, the number 99, who last season was on the score sheet against Sampdoria in a big 5-1 win. The Della Inter really celebrated the title. That match against Sampdoria at the San Siro was the first after Inter clinched it the week before away at Crotone, and then with, of course, Sassuolo and Atalanta playing out a draw the day after, meaning that Inter were crowned mathematically champions of Italy for the 19th time, the first title in 11 years. Long awaited. It was done in such style as well in the end, really leaving everyone in the way. 91 points into his second highest ever tally. I'm talking of the Inter bench, there is Pinamonti, Kolarov and Alex Cordats, who joins from Crotone, you should say really rejoins Inter. He's an Inter Academy graduate. She made one appearance at first team level in 2004, a Coppa Italia match against Juventus. Francesco Toldo sent off, so Cordaz was thrown into the fray. Comes back home, you could say, Alex Cordaz, for the club where he really started out and took his first steps towards professional football. Alex Cordaz, who makes up the team of goalkeepers alongside Sami Handanovic and Andre Radu, who's there in your picture as well. And that, meanwhile, is Arturo Vidal, the Chile international. Recently spoke to Inter TV, full of enthusiasm and excitement ahead of this new season, really ready and raring to go. Said he was disappointed last term to see his season hampered a little bit by injuries, and wants to make up for lost time. Inzaghi there with Fabio Ripert, if I'm not mistaken, the fitness coach, one of many, the two fitness coaches, the other one being Claudio Spicciariello. Also spoke to Inter TV recently as well. If you're interested, check out Inter's YouTube channel for more of all the exclusive interviews. You'll also find one with Martin Satriano. Really has been the name on everybody's lips in the past couple of weeks for his fantastic standout performances with the Nerazzurri jersey in this pre-season. The match officials come out at the start of the second half. Gianluca Aureliano having a word with Ivan Perisic. Great to hear what those two are saying. Continue their chit-chat, Perisic and Aureliano. Keeping conversation before Perisic trudges away, and then we'll find out if there have been any changes or not. Bottom right of your picture, Radu is a former Parma player, saying hello to some of his former teammates. Interestingly, his brother, beg your pardon, his cousin is on the books at Parma as well. Maybe seeing another Radu play in Serie B and then eventually maybe even Serie A in the future. Martin Satriano, we've had so much praise for him. He's had a couple of half chances in the opening 45 minutes and hoping more comes his way. With Parma set to get the ball rolling for the start of the second half. Parma playing from right to left in their third strip, the all-black strip. And not just Inter strutting their staff with a new kit. Parma as well, looking to do the business with a new jersey. Last checks then from Gianluca Aureliano. We are underway again. Parma playing from right to left in this second half. No changes, so it's a case of as you were from the two coaches, Simone Inzaghi and Enzo Maresca. That's the man chosen by Karl Kraus, the American owner of Parma, to take the Gialloblu straight back to the top tier at the first attempt after last year's real disappointing relegation. We mentioned the coaching change, which didn't alter the fortunes of the Gialloblu. So such a stark contrast to Inter, had a season to savour on the domestic front, the only sour note in the Champions League, and they'll be hoping that this year goes better with Inter's the top seeds for the draw. And of course, that's all to come. There's still pre-season to finish and Serie A to get underway. Maresca knows he really follows in the footsteps of some very high-profile names to have coached Parma. We mentioned Nevio Scala and Carlo Ancelotti already. Also Cesare Prandelli as well. Watch this Parma opportunity first before delving back into the past and Parma's archives. This is a very patient build-up play from the hosts. Find themselves into a crossing position as they spread it around here. Keeping the ball away nicely from the Nerazzurri, Maresca's men. That's a lovely 1-2. It's a little slow out of the traps. It's Parma have come out the better of the two sides. And this man winning it back right away. Balog, the young Hungarian, 18 years of age. Happened to make his top flight bow against Inter last season at San Siro, the 2-2 draw. Handful of appearances last term for him. Som, the Switzerland under-21 international, on that far side, doing his very best, and it comes to nothing. You see the substitutes warming up. Matthias Vecino there. 2 of it down, the 2 South Americans. There is Di Marco too. Back on familiar turf after his loan experience at Parma back in 2018-2019. There is Simon Som, the man we just mentioned, ex-Zurich man in his 2nd season with Parma. Capped once by Switzerland, but wasn't part of the Euro squad, which one of the surprise packages. Switzerland going all the way to the final 8, losing out on penalties to Spain, and they were involved in that cracking match against France in the round of 16, dumping out the world champions. This is the camera, the Ivorian, Gagliolo, some Carpi man. Part of Carpi's promotion in 2015 for the first ever time to Serie A, and part of Parma's return to the top flight back in 2018 as well. So an expert, you could say, when it comes to getting out of this division, Serie B, the 2nd tier, which is such a grueling, long, hard season. Parma with the prestige, and just come down from the top tier, and the signings they've made, the ambition they have, the history, will be up there as the favourites for promotion. Talking of Parma history and prestige, one of the game's most revolutionary coaches, Arrigo Sacchi, passed through Parma, put his name on the coaching map in the 80s, and it was his 3rd tier Parma knocking Milan out of the Italian Cup, which really caught the eye of then Silvio Berlusconi, then owner of Milan. He was wooed and bowled over by Arrigo Sacchi's Parma side and their attractive brand of football, the pressing and moving away from the catenaccio, Italian traditional style of sort of getting a goal and shutting up shop, very conservative kind of football. And the rest, as I say, is history, because from Parma went to Milan and won the lot. So thanks to the Dutch trio and that Italian rear guard, Baresi, Costa Curta, Galli, Maldini. Also Donadoni and Ancelotti as well in midfield. Just Van Basten and Bullet. Nicola Barella now racing away. Has he got a corner kick? Nicola Barella looks like it. Another one. 6th one of the night for Inzaghi's boys, as we flash back to the present, from the late 80s and early 90s to modern day. Inch have taken it quickly. Barella in there. The box-to-box midfielder can do it all as he races back here. He's in a foot race here with Jacoponi, sliding challenge. Jacoponi rides that one. And he rides that other challenge too, Daniele Jacoponi. Just pure energy from the 19-year-old. It's a round of applause from the home faithful for his efforts. Could have been easy to see Barella chasing at him. Would have felt the pressure there. Former Arezzo man. Since back in possession, still looking to settle into this 2nd half, the Nerazzurri. Just need to get a bit more on the ball, pass it around. Start stretching that Parma side as they did so well in the 1st half, getting themselves into good crossing positions, maybe a bit like this one. Camera deals with that really well, the Cali midfielder. I mentioned some of the Parma greats when it comes to the coaching side, but what about the players they've had, from Hernan Crespo, Buffon, of course, who's now back, Veron, Thuram, Sensini. If you just rattle them off, Fabio Cannavaro. Not to mention perhaps going a bit further back in time, the likes of Zola, Dino Baggio, Benarivo. It really is a who's who of calcio greats. The 90s was their decade. They thrived, they flourished. The only thing that they missed out on was the Scudetto. They came close on more than one occasion. And made up for it, certainly when it came to international competitions and domestic cup competitions. Parma. Swung in, it's a very deep ball, and it's over hit. Juan Brunetta. And in the early noughties, the party was over, but there still was time to win one more Coppa Italia in 2001-2002 at the expense of Juventus. He still managed to have some big names. I mean, Adriano really starts to cut his teeth, and with the Giallo Blu on loan from Inter, he's putting his name on the map, the Emperor. Gagliolo, a lot of pressure here. The Parma captain as he tries to carry it out from the back. Also, Hidetoshi Nakata, the famous face to have passed through Parma, and Scudetto winner with Roma, of course, in 2001. Just going back to some Serie A nostalgia. Those crippling financial issues first was because of the collapse, the bankruptcy of Parmalat. So important, not just for Parma, but the whole area, the whole region. And then later in the 2015, under the ownership of Tommaso Ghirardi, then it really was sad. The situation, the club having bailiffs coming to the training ground, having to take equipment. It really was a very sorry state of affairs, but so they've been to hell and back, started out, had to restart from the amateur leagues in Serie D, but they're back again. Now Sensi, nice step over from him, pulls it back. Brozovic on the edge of the area, left foot shot from him. Lots of power on it. It was blocked by the Parma defence, and they survive for the time being, the Giallo Blu. Perisic once more. Pulls it back. It's a great looking ball. Barella off the post! Desperately unlucky. Parma rescued by the frame of the goal. Nicola Barella on his return after his holidays, after his international duty, agonisingly close to giving into the lead. Fierce shot from him. I think the post still shaking. So much power on it. Venomous strike from Nicola Barella. Floated by Lautaro. Still with Lautaro. Can he get there? Such urgency and determination from him. I'm sure we'll see a replay of that shot. And here it is. First time hit. Struck it so well. Colombi beaten. Rooted to the spot. Sensi on the turn. Damian in there quick. The Parma X. Follows in the long line of players to have done both Parma and Inter colours. Bastoni currently in the ranks as well, and Di Marco. So going back in time, previously mentioned Hernan Crespo, legend in these parts, and also had a very successful time at Inter as well. Gave an interview this morning to Gazzetta dello Sport, tipping Juve as the slight favourites as things stand going into the new season. And the ranks include Sebastian Veron, the Cup winner in 1999 with Parma. Known for his time with Lazio and Sampdoria too. Two very positive years with the Nerazzurri colours as well. Scoring the winner in a Super Cup victory against Juventus for Inter. Perisic, first time hit from him. Doesn't get very far. Also Sebastian Frey, former shot stopper as well. Another one to have played for both. Fabio Cannavaro. last time at the club coincided with Gigi Buffon, who, as you said, remarkably still going strong at the age of 43 years young. Animated Simone Inzaghi barking orders on the touchline. It's away by Colombi, up in the air, 50-50. Skriniar lets it bounce. There's a tussle on this near side. Sporting there from Maresca, handing it straight back to Milan Skriniar. Lorenzo Maresca, his competitive bow on the Parma bench begins next week against Lecce in the Coppa Italia. That gets going already. His Serie B bow begins against Frosinone the week after that. That's when it really counts. Sensi pokes it forwards to Perisic. Pull back, Brozovic. First time hit from Brozovic, straight at Colombi. Again, though, into threatening. Just feel it really is a matter of time before they hit the front, the Nerazzurri. All the chances have been created by Inzaghi's boys. Sami Handanovic at times really reduced to a mere spectator here at the Tardini. Well on course for a clean sheet. Lautaro, flag stay down. Still Lautaro onto his left foot. And Colombi comes racing off his line. It's not over there. Then Brozovic fires it home. And it's no more than Inter deserve. They've been knocking on that door. And it comes crashing down thanks to Marcelo Brozovic on the 60-minute mark. The initial effort by Lautaro Martinez was saved. Colombi, good bit of goalkeeping from him. There was nothing he could do on Marcelo Brozovic's effort. Lautaro Martinez, the coolness, the composure to spot Marcelo Brozovic despite being surrounded by a host of Parma jerseys. And there was nothing that Colombi could do on this effort from Marcelo Brozovic. Inter hit the front, fully deserved, richly deserved. And it comes from Marcelo Brozovic, his second goal of this pre-season, also on target against Crotone in that 6-0 drubbing of the Calabresi. Oh, lovely turn from Benedicek. Getting a little bit lucky. And then comes to nothing. Something about Parma that brings the best out of Brozovic, on target last season at the San Siro as well, as we just saw a glimpse of Franco Vasquez ready to come on, it looks like, for Parma. One of the big marquee summer signings from Sevilla. Going through towards Lautaro Martinez. Martin Satriano sees his effort saved. Initial ball poked through towards Lautaro Martinez, but Satriano got on the end of it. They managed to work Simone Colombi. Martin Satriano stinging the gloves there of Simone Colombi. As Parma make their first change of the night, Drissa Camara comes off and Franco Vasquez listen to the reception from the home faithful as they welcome their new addition. The Argentine Franco Vasquez, although he has played twice for Italy as well, albeit in friendly matches. He has Italian ancestry before then opting to play for Argentina, selecting Argentina as his nation. That rule allowing players to play in friendlies, but in competitive matches they then have to choose. Lots of space here for Sensi to race into the game, really opening up now. Perisic rolls it across and it's straight at Colombi, which is a shame, because there were players queuing up to finish that. Really is now open. Parma know they have to change their approach. Inter want to double their lead, put Parma out of sight. Perisic, I'm not complaining here, saying was there a bit of an elbow from Juan Brunetta. Vasquez returning to Italy then, the former Palermo man. In fact, he played alongside Enzo Maresca during Enzo Maresca's playing days at Palermo. And here he is, Franco Vasquez, looking for Benedijac, and Gagliolo on the rebound. Simple for Sami Handanovic. In fact, Franco Vasquez was a roommate to Enzo Maresca during their playing days at Palermo. Double change, it looks like, on the horizon for Inter. Vidal and Mattias Vecino to come on. So Stefano Sensi will make way. One of the changes. Interesting to see who is the other one to come off for Mattias Vecino. Nicola Barella looks like coming across to the touchline. It makes sense. Barella only just returning this week from his holidays and from his commitments on the international front with Italy. Ready to come on too. Confirmation of that first change. Vecino now thrown into the fray. Di Marco on for Perisic. Vidal's on too. Confirmation who makes way. Yes, it was Barella. Also, Kolarov, there's been a flurry of changes, a raft of changes. One of the hallmarks of pre-season friendlies, putting commentators into a bit of a tricky position and testing them as well in the process. But Kolarov on, Sino on, Marco on as well, and Vidal. And didn't miss any of that. In the top left of your picture, saw the confirmation with the graphic too. So those are the changes from Inter, responding to that move from Enzo Maresca and to Franco Vasquez. It was part of that Sevilla side which defeated Inter in the Europa League final in 2020. A remarkable run all the way to the final for the Nerazzurri. Getafe, Bayer Leverkusen, Shakhtar Donetsk, they ripped apart the Ukrainian side. 5-0 drubbing. Losing out in the final hurdle though. Sevilla beating Manchester United meanwhile in their semi-final. There is Kolarov, fresh from renewing his contract in the club, the one-time Roma and Lazio man, and played alongside Simone Inzaghi during his time at Lazio in the mid-noughties. Di Marco's shot takes a wicked deflection, a cross-come shot from him. And Simone does really well to get his body behind the ball. It's a chance for Di Marco to continue a very positive vein of his pre-season. Target against Crotone, a brilliant game against Lugano, one of the men of the match, that's for sure, against Lugano. He really has come on leaps and bounds after that important loan stint at Hellas Verona under Ivan Juric. Managed to bag 5 goals as well, and the one against Torino is a cracker during his time with Hellas Verona. It's an Inter Academy graduate, made his first ever appearance back in 2014 under Roberto Mancini. Roberto Mancini's second spell in charge was less successful. Didn't have the same success as his first, Roberto Mancini. Fresh from leading Italy to Euros success. Deep ball in by Darmian, aimed towards Vidal. It's a looping header. Colombi pucks it out from the air. First involvement from Arturo Vidal, with some impact, having just come off the bench. The Chile international. Set for the start of his second season with the Nerazzurri. A man who's a specialist when it comes to winning league titles, winning with Juventus, Barcelona, Bayern Munich as well. And now, of course, Inter, the latest triumph for him. Vidal, who scored a massive win at San Siro, 2-0 triumph against Juventus. Barella also on target that night. Many feel that was one of the turning points, so many turning points last season for Inter, en route to the Scudetto and their title march. One of those, certainly the victory at San Siro against Juve, defeating the then champions of Italy, the defending champions, giving them the confidence that they can go toe-to-toe with the Bianconeri. They can also with the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and Chiellini, Enrico Chiesa, to topple them as they did in such a dominant fashion. It could have been so much more that night if you remember, and if not, definitely check out the highlights once again, because it was a night to savour for Inter, winning the Derby d'Italia. A real show of strength from the Nerazzurri that night. Matteo Vidal was so key, so important to that victory against one of his former employers. There was Koloff, meanwhile, an important dressing room figure. Vidal. Di Marco. Great looking ball, Vecino! Off the bench, on the score sheet, to double Inter's lead. Welcome back, Matthias Vecino, and back with a bang as well by the looks of it. Hurt himself in the process. Matthias Vecino. And that's the Uruguayan spirit, the garra, as they say. Attacking that with real purpose. It's a pinpoint delivery as well from Federico Di Marco. Vecino timing his run to perfection to bundle it home from close range, and he won't mind taking a knock in the process either. Gara, which can be maybe translated as grinta in Italian, the grit, the determination. Just excuse the very Spanish pronunciation, Spanish accent. So another change from Parma. It's their second one of the night. Pasquale Scattarello comes on, who's fresh from joining the club from Benevento, former Spal player from Naples. Makes his Parma debut, unofficial debut in a non-competitive meeting. Gets a chance in these final 20 minutes. Lautaro, he'll want to put his name on the score sheet, just like this man, Vidal. Satriano, oh! Forcing a fine save out of Simone Colombi. This young kid really has got it. One of the stars of the summer, Martin Satriano. And so close to putting his name on the score sheet. Forcing a really good save out of Colombi, earning Inter a corner kick. It's played in by Di Marco. Skriniar leaves it for Lautaro. Played back into the mix. It's pobbling about. Someone has to try and claim it. Inter now really in the driving seat. And they're looking good for another goal. Lautaro. Here's Vecino. Moves it back. Lautaro goes to ground. There's a glance across to the match official. Gianluca Aureliano says no. Back up on his feet. Lautaro Martinez. Vidal. Darmian. Check out Skriniar up from the back as well. And here is Milan Skriniar, the centre half of all people. Rolls it across. Lautaro deflected. Out. Corner kick. Nice football. Very unfamiliar sight, though, to see Milan Skriniar in that position. The towering centre half getting involved. More changes to come. It's like Pinamonti and Ranocchia. To Fry. And get a well rest, playing his part this evening, and keeping Parma very quiet. They've offered very little in the final third, and credit also to the Inter rear guards. High fives all round then for Stefan de Vrij, who comes across to the bench. And now Martin Satrian, who didn't get his goal, but he did come close, and he's put in another very good performance. Martin Satrian, his star continues to rise. Played short, Brozovic. Deep ball in. Pinamonti straight in, involved off the bench. The number 99. Inter Academy graduate, returned to the club last season after his experiences with Genoa, and before that, Frosinone, Pinamonti. Gagliolo didn't quite read the bounce there, Riccardo Gagliolo, and he's playing his teammates into all sorts of bother. Can Inter capitalise? Well, they can't, because their home side are saved by the bell. As well as Schiattarella. Was a full stretch there. And judged to have been fouled by the match official. This is Colombi. He's taking his time here. Route one stuff from him. Skriniar. Oh, a mix-up there with Sami Handanovic. Sami Handanovic not too best pleased with Milan Skriniar. Perhaps a lack of communication from those two. In the meantime, Benedjak has stayed down and was clattered there. He's sandwiched in there between Handanovic and Skriniar. Let's check it out again. Just in for a mix-up between Skriniar and Handanovic, and Handanovic didn't quite get the cleanest of challenges on the ball there. Sometimes Slovenia international, Benedjak stayed down. Tip for very big things, the young Pole. To ponder here for Enzo Maresca. Will he be forced into a change? The 41-year-old, I think his goalkeeper Gigi Buffon is 2 years his senior. And they obviously also former teammates as well from their days at Juventus, and know each other very well. Inzaghi having worked with his staff. Back on his feet, Benedjak, which is a very positive sign. Limping slightly, not running perfectly, but still. He's okay, which is good. Parma sportingly return possession, and we'll start again with Sami Handanovic. This is all-time appearance holder when it comes to keepers in Serie A. He's now also more on the heels of Valtazeng when it comes to in all competitions when it comes to goalkeepers. Handanovic, and a record when it comes to penalty saves in Serie A, 26, beating the record of Gianluca Pagliuca, former Inter shot stopper, and Inter had some top goalkeepers down through the years. Pagliuca, Zenga, Cesar, Bordon, Sarti as well, going back in time, back to the Grande Inter days. Handanovic following the footsteps of a long line of class keepers. Keepers that have won major honours with the black and blue of Inter as well. Also had one season with Angelo Peruzzi as well, the former Juve and Lazio man. Here's Pinamonti, shielding the ball here, going towards the byline. Real tussle here with Osorio. Pinamonti wins it, hooks one in as well. And Franco Vasquez, haven't seen too much of him since coming on. Argentine, Philip and Mudo, mute. He's not known for being much of a conversationalist, not too chatty, quite reserved. Just let his feet do the talking, let's put it that way. Franco Vasquez. Everyone behind the ball for Parma. Collar off. Set-piece specialists in the side. That's competition though this season with the likes of Di Marco, Cianalolu, Sanchez too. Notaro, Martinez, space in between the lines. Di Marco on the burst. Wants to get the shot away, but from that angle it was impossible to hit the target. Inter's number 32. Had so many experiences on loan since graduating from the Inter Academy. And in Switzerland with Sion, Empoli, Parma, recently Hellas Verona. Certainly has benefited him greatly because he's come back a lot more mature, complete as a player. So it's the fact that he can also play as a centre half or out wide, which really has extra value and will make him no doubt an important component of Inzaghi's squad. So over 10 minutes to play here at the Tardini. Inter in complete control if you have joined us late. Yes, Vecino doubling Inter's lead after Marcelo Brozovic broke the ice. Parma offering no real test to Sami Handanovic, had very little to do, but it's also testament to the Inter rear guards and also Parma's approach this evening, preferring to play on the break and not take the game to Inter. Now it's Eddie Salcedo, the 19-year-old, another one who returns from a loan spell from Hellas Verona, but first got his big break at Genoa. Eddie Salcedo, Colombian parents, but born in Genoa. Antonio Martinez comes off, and so does the scorer of the first, Marcelo Brozovic, and Lucien Agoumet will come on, the young Frenchman, another 19-year-old. His teenage talents. Di Marco, burst of pace. So much pace to burn. Vidal now. Damiano's on course to play the full 90 minutes as things stand. Skriniar, likewise, who started the match and in contention to finish it. Kolarov carrying out from the back, was looking for Vecino. The Fiorentina man, Mattias Vecino, scored some very important goals during his Inter adventure. He won against Tottenham, the winner. Inter came from behind to defeat Spurs 2-1 at San Siro a couple of seasons ago. Eriksson had given Tottenham the lead that night. And of course that famous goal against Lazio, which took Inter back into the Champions League after far too long away. Iconic commentary as well. Not Vecino's goal that night, and another dramatic night. A remarkable fight back into winning 3-2, and it was Simone Inzaghi on the Lazio bench that night. And now he finds himself in the Inter corner, fighting for the Nerazzurri cause. Vecino turns, shoots, and it's over the bar from Mattias Vecino. And you see another change. You can hear Inzaghi shouting, "Cambio, cambio, change, change," and it is going to be a change for the Nerazzurri. Another youngster, blooded, Mattia Zanotti, defender. And take over on the right flank from Matteo Darmian. Shop window then, and in the limelight for Mattia Zanotti. These closing stages of the match here, and Parma also look to the bench as well. Dennis Mann comes off, the number 7. Certainly been one of the main outlets for Parma this evening on the break. Dennis Mann using his pace and his dribbling abilities, and Maxime Bouzy, the Belgian, comes on these final 8 minutes or so. Interesting to see whether there will be any added time. There was none in the first half. Too many stoppages. One for the treatment for Benedicak. Apart from that, it's been a free-flowing game. We're on course for another pre-season victory. I've said it, result counts relatively. Key is to build up those fitness levels, continue to gelling the side, working on those concepts and carrying them out, what you work on the training ground day in, day out. But still, you want to have carrying positive momentum and have that behind you, the wind in your sails as you head ever closer to the start of the competitive season, which is mentioned before on the horizon. 21st of August, 18:30 local time, into Genoa. Vasquez, curling strike from him, a swerving strike from Franco Vasquez out of nothing, just fell kindly to him. And opted to have a crack there. The Argentine midfielder was curling away though, luckily for Inter and Sami Handanovic. On the subject of the 18:30 kickoff time against Genoa, that's the kickoff time next week, next Saturday, 14th of August, when Inter take on Dinamo Kiev, coached by former Inter boss Mircea Lucescu. He's also very well known for his time with Shakhtar Donetsk, leading them to the UEFA Cup in 2009, and now in charge of Shakhtar's major rivals, Dinamo Kiev, and fresh from leading them to the title. It's going to be an interesting one. The level of the opposition goes up week by week for the Nerazzurri. Ranocchia to collar off. Ranocchia scored the winning penalty against Lugano in the shootout last month. Vidal flows to Di Marco, still Di Marco, hooks it back, and Colombi gets a hand to it. Once again, the Nerazzurri players were just queuing up to tap it home. Colombi, though, had other ideas, getting his body in the way. And Federico Di Marco's assist. He's a dynamic player. Federico Di Marco has been up and down that flank since coming on. Real impact sub this evening. Scagliolo brings it out from the back. No complaints there really from Zanotti. Juan Brunetta, El Pianista. Opportunity for Parma to get themselves back in the game and set up a grandstand finale, perhaps. And Brunetta to take his second year of his loan spell. The Argentine. It's a very good delivery here. Lots of black jersey staying for it. Comes off the ref in the end, comes off a red jersey. That of Aureliano. Libatti, I believe he's saying, take it again, take it again. So second bite at the cherry then for Brunetta. Swung in by the number 10. Met by a Parma jersey. It's really, again, bobbling about. It's scrappy. Inter come away, thanks to the pace of Salcedo, goes in there, really. Almost a two-footed challenge from Salcedo. I think he's going to go in the book for that. Did the first part so well, Eddie Salcedo. I think it was in the end two-footed from Eddie Salcedo. If anything, he was the victim. Eddie Salcedo, he was the one that was scythed down. Eddie Salcedo. He deserves, as you mentioned, praise for taking it away and easing the pressure on the Inter rear guards. And in the wars for it as well. And then the confirmation was actually Scattarella going in the book. Here's a rash challenge, and Salcedo said, the innocent party. Pinamonti trying to then put it onto his right foot. His favourite right foot, Pinamonti. Skriniar, survivors of the starting 11. One-time Sampdoria man. And so spent big to bring him to the club from the Blue Cerchiati, which maybe initially raised a few eyebrows, but he certainly proved he's been well worth the investment, Milan Skriniar. Such a great partnership alongside Bastoni at the back in De Vrij last term. Zanotti, curling ball in, a great ball in, met by the head of fellow substitute Eddie Salcedo, who couldn't keep it down. And thumbs up from the young Italian. Teenagers combining almost to perfection there. Fabulous delivery. Perfectly weighted. Salcedo almost making it into 3, Parma nil. And they have no real bearing though on the outcome. Inter on course, cruising to victory. And the pre-season win under the belt for Simone Inzaghi. Well, match time for his players. Another dress rehearsal, if you like, going into the main performance on the 21st of August, 1830 against Davide Ballardini's Genoa. Ballardini, the survival specialist, keeping the teams up and done the job on so many occasions for Genoa. Sometimes he's been called in with Genoa in trouble. This time he starts the season at the helm. It's a rare position for Davide Ballardini to find himself in. In the meantime, Scattarella caught late then after Vidal going the book. Nothing malicious, of course, from Vidal, apologetic. And he was not very close to the ball and backing the legs of Scattarella. Now Moretti will get a chance in these dying embers of the second half. Milan Skriniar makes way after an almost full 90 minutes. A run out then for the youngster, another youngster, Lorenzo Moretti. Tries to experience a bit of playing time with the Inter first team for him. Helping to run down the clock as well and bring home this victory going into the next pre-season test, 14th of August, against Lucescu's Dinamo Kiev. That match we played at Monza at the U-Power Stadium. Check everything out on Inter TV. Social media accounts as well. And online for the latest updates as we then build up to the next match. The final test for the start of the Serie A season. Just one last roll of dice then from Parma. Can they get a consolation goal? Almost at the end of the first minute of added time. At least give maybe their fans something to cheer about. They might do, you know. Benedicak here rolls it across. It's a great looking ball. And Di Marco, right place, right time, puts it out. And edges in to ever closer to a clean sheet. Brilliant positional play from Federico Di Marco. Getting in ahead of his man. Have to defend from this corner kick. Ranocchia first to it, up in the air, 50-50, Di Marco. Simon Som, high and wide from the Swiss defender. Inter weather the storm, the final flurry, if you like, from Parma. We're into the final minute now. Inter appear determined just to play it out from the back. We saw a lot under Simone Inzaghi's predecessor in the previous 2 seasons. And just oof it upfield and give it away. Zanotti. So a brilliant delivery from him a few minutes ago for Di Salcedo. Will we see another one? It's final 30 seconds or so here at the Tardini. Gumet. Finita Aure. They're saying it's over. Aureliano. Inter have other ideas though. Zanotti rolls it across. Vidal 1-2 with Vecino. Referee glances at his watch and says that is that. Brings the curtain down on this pre-season test. Handshakes between Simone Inzaghi and Enzo Maresca as Inter march on and continue their undefeated pre-season. Bring home another victory in front of the travelling support. Goals from Brozovic and Mattias Vecino, giving the Nerazzurri a 2-0 victory here at the Tardini. Simone Inzaghi, mission completed for him. Inter continue to carry positive momentum as we head full speed towards the start of the Serie A season. That's all from myself, your match commentator Thomas Lawrence. I'll leave you once again with the final score. Parma 0, Inter 2.